Let's dive in to the biggest lie that we tell ourselves about our energy that is actually slowing our spiritual growth down. So, have you ever met one of these people? You might even be one that believes that there are negative entities or negative energies from the outside that stop them from manifesting, or that believe that those negative energies or whatever from the outside are changing their energy without their permission. Well, this is going to be strong, but this is all your energy. Nobody has the power to change your energy unless you agree to your energy changing. And we're going to dive a little bit into this today, and I'm going to give you some examples just to show you how this works and why this is really your energy. You know, we're believing things to be true that are just not true. The deeper we go and the more work we do to remove these belief systems, the more clear that becomes. So before we dive into this, I just want to bring your attention down below to the Freedom Blueprint that you can apply for. This is for coaching, for somebody that's ready to take their, their journey up a level from DIY YouTube yoga into the real stuff from a strong lineage based in India. Now, you can also sign up for the free spiritual toolkit, your freedom toolkit. This will give you access to sadhana, lectures, mindset training, and that's absolutely free down below. So it's all your energy. Well, how do we know this? Well, because this universe is based on attraction. And really in this universe, there's no forcing upon anyone. We're all free. That's the point in it. So we're going to go a little bit deeper into this. Let's say, and I'll give you an example just to help us out with this. Let's say, because we've all experienced it, isn't it? Let's say the government shout out a fear rhetoric. Now that rhetoric might have the fear frequency in it, but that fear frequency does nothing to you if you don't match that frequency. And the way that we're matching that frequency is through belief systems. So, for example, our energy, you can connect to it, you can feel it, it vibrates, it pulses in the body. But we also have this thing, don't we, called the mind. And this thing can be a wonderful tool, but a horrible master. And in a way, we've been trained through our beliefs to make this the master, not the tool. And when this should be the master, the energy should be our master in a way, because we can use that energy. It's neutral, we could say. It's neutral in its essence. But when we're feeling into that energy, you can feel it. It's peaceful, it's expansive, it's neutral, it's calm. We're using that energy because it's that energy that fuels the whole system of ourself, isn't it? The arms, the fingers, but also the mind. We're using that energy through the lens of the mind and our belief systems to change the energy in our system to something that matches the frequency that somebody else might be, that we might call a negative entity, is giving out. But I agree to match their frequency. They're not doing anything to me. I am the one that is matching their frequency. I'm using my free will to do that. And that might sound really confusing, but to somebody who's not willing to take responsibility for their own energy in their own life, this will just sound like gobbledygook, or it'll sound like I'm arrogant or something, and like, ooh, how can he know? And I really don't know much about life, but I do know a few things, and this is something that I've come to the realization inside of myself. This is universal law. You know, my energy is my energy. This is why empaths are really good at being able to get in the bunker with somebody who's going through a lot of pain, because they can match their frequency. They do it all of the time. This is also why spiritual leaders gain that siddhi. It's not just because they're a spiritual leader, but you know, great gurus and that they can read your mind. And the reason they can read your mind is because if you imagine a tuning fork, the teacher and you, boing, you then begin vibrating at the same frequency. In fact, that's not quite the way it works. You're vibrating at your frequency, but he, because, or she, the wonderful teacher, because they can encompass all frequencies, because they've been there in that frequency, will match your frequency like a tuning fork, and therefore can have the same thoughts as you at the same times. That is what it means to intuit, to feel, to be empathic in a way. And really, you notice it. It's not so crazy. You notice it in relationships, in love, don't you? If you love somebody very much, very deeply, you're very much vibrating at the same rate a lot of the time when you're in that love space. And so you pick up on what other people are saying before they're going to say it, and we go, oh, that was weird, and it's like, no, it's not. This is the way we are. This is the way we are. But please recognize it is your energy. Now, I hope, and I know that I'm coming with quite a strong energy today, but I hope this suffocates just one person's bull inside of themselves. And if it does, then I will have done my job. If this suffocates one person's lazy excuse inside of themselves to blame somebody else for the reason why they're feeling this way, then I have done my job. Good. I hope that helps. It's always been your energy. Even when you're being empathic, it's still your energy. You're just choosing through compassion to meet their resonant pitch with your resonant pitch temporarily, so that you can feel into them, understand what's going on from that state of being, and serve from that. But it was never their energy. It was just your energy matching theirs. In the same way then, when people throw fear at you, or blame, or rubbish, or crap, or whatever, and if you ever go on to teach, trust me, they will sling everything at you that they can, a lot of them. But some won't, as they learn. It's perfectly fine, because you'll be strong enough in your own energy to be able to handle it and deal with it and recognize, oh yeah, I did that to my teacher too. Don't worry, you're not alone. But also don't do that again, please, because it can be hurtful, you know. But also, recognize, as we're going through this path, and as people are throwing things at you, it's always got something to do with them and nothing to do with you. You can match the energy of blame, you can match the energy of pain, you can match the energy of depression, of fear, of anger, but then in a way, you're not going to do anything to solve this thing for that person. Not that that's always your intention anyway, because they don't want it solved, not all of the time. And it's not always our right to go diving into people's energies, But if they're throwing some violence at you, for example, you can stay strong in your energy without taking that violence on, because this is your energy. It's a sacred space. I'm going to have to do an action to buy into that fear or that blame or that anger, and it will be a belief system. Oh, maybe I did do something wrong or something. It's just a belief system. Right and wrong, what is it? We don't know. We're going to be conscientious, but not because we have to be conscientious, but because the light of spirit is conscientiousness. It is love. It's that vibration. So here's to you tearing down the walls or the BS belief systems inside of yourself, so that you can truly be free. And of course, if you want the pathway or the blueprint to freedom, you can sign up for a call down below with me. Lots of love. Namaste.